Hey, second graders, happy Tuesday. Welcome to today's reading group. So today we are going to do a new book from your reading group packet, and the book that you need today is called Election Day. So this is the book that we are going to work on for our 2 lesson plans this week. So you want to get this book out. So go ahead and find that. You can pause right now if you need to find it. And inside of the Election Day book is a little worksheet. We're not going to work on that today, but we will work on that on Thursday for our next lesson, okay? All right. One thing I wanted to let you know that we're doing differently today is during the video, there might be a point where the video kind of stops and a screen will pop up, and I'm going to have a question or two that you will need to answer. You might have to type in an answer. You might need to click whether it's A, B, C, or D, or you might need to write a short sentence. So those, you will start seeing those pop up in some of the videos, okay? So don't worry if that happens. It'll pop up. You will read and answer the question. I'll try to make it simple so that you can all read it. And then after you answer the question, it might take a minute or so, and it will record it for me so that I can see that you are working, and then it will continue with this video, all right? So it's just a little bit different. Miss Doughton or Miss Buckley might have already done one of these with one of their videos, so you might have seen it before, you might not, but it's something new we're gonna do today, okay? And as always, make sure that you leave a reply for me. I'll have a question for you to answer at the end. We'll talk about that, and you need to leave a reply in the Teams page, okay? All right. Making myself a little bit smaller here. So this is our video today. It is Election Day, and this, so our title is Election Day. There's a picture of voting booths on the front. So this is where we go. You can start voting when you're 18 years old, and when you're 18 you go to a voting poll place where they have booths, and you cast your vote for lots of different things. So I want you to think, is there something that you have voted for? Do you know if your parents or someone in your family has voted for something? And what process or what have you done when you voted? What have you voted on? So go ahead and think about that. Put on your thinking cap and think about that for just a couple seconds. Something that I have voted for recently in the last year, actually I think it was in February, the Seattle and Bellevue voted for school levies, which is how schools get money. So we voted for school levies. 4 years ago, I voted for when they had the presidential elections, I voted in the presidential election. We vote for our mayor. We vote for council members that represent us. So lots of different things that you can vote for. In the classroom, I'm trying to think if we had a vote before. Like we might, actually I think when we've watched a movie, we might vote on a movie we want to watch. So something like that. All right, this is written by Anthony Caron. Okay. Election Day. Our focus question is what happens on Election Day, okay? Words to know. Our vocabulary is booths, change, count, election day, stickers, and the word vote. Okay. We're going to read through this twice today. So the first time, remember, you are finger pointing along in your book as we're reading, and you're doing a whisper read or a level 1 voice, okay? All right. Election Day is a day when people vote. So this is a polling place, this picture. People go inside, and that's where you see those booths, is inside. Out here are pictures for all of the people and levies that are being voted for. They can vote. Remember the word vote we've been practicing. There's an E on the end, which means the O in vote makes a long O sound. It sounds like vote. To keep or change leaders. They can vote to make new rules or laws. So this year in the United States, in November, it'll be a very important year because we are voting for the president again. It's been 4 years since our last vote, and so we will vote for who will become our new president in November. So I think that Mr. President Trump will be running against former Vice President Biden in November. How does Election Day work? People help set up places to vote on Election Day. Okay? And remember, you're doing your nice finger pointing along and a whisper read or a level 1 voice. And we're on page 6 now. People travel to places to vote on Election Day. People wait in line. There's another one of those E's at the end of the word, and it makes the I instead of an I sound. It's a line sound. To vote, and there's that E at the end again, on Election Day. So people wait in line to vote on Election Day. And I've been in a line like this waiting to vote as well. Here in Washington, we actually can either go to a polling place or we can vote by mail as well. So I have voted by mail as well. People check in to vote on Election Day. People use booths to vote on Election Day. Now that's something I want you to think about. Why do you think that people use booths on Election Day? Why do you think they use booths on Election Day? All right, we're on page 10. People get stickers for voting on Election Day. So people get a sticker, and it goes kind of on your coat or your shirt, and it says, I voted. So it shows people that you are a responsible citizen, you're a member of the community, and that you voted on important topics and people. People count, so this is a blended word, count the votes on Election Day. So after people have voted, there are members of the community that come in and they do their best to count properly, record everything honestly, and send the vote results so that we know who the winners and what laws were approved and whatnot. People change things in their city, state, or country on Election Day. Let's read that one more time. People change things in their city, state, or country on Election Day. This is a good thinking point, so put on your thinking cap. What do you think the things are that they change? We've been talking about a little bit. What are the things that change? Just think about that. We might come back to that question later. All right, Election Day. Okay, so we are going to read one more time. I'll go back to the beginning here. And then we're going to go over our questions. At the end of the video, you are going to answer one. You're going to leave me a reply by answering one of those questions, just like y'all did last week. You did a great job with that. And just remember, like I said, the video might stop during parts of it and ask you to answer a question on the screen, and then the video will restart with the lesson again. So watch out for that, okay? All right, let's read together now. We'll go a little bit faster. Election Day, written by Anthony Curran. And remember, you are at a whisper or a level 1 voice reading along, and your finger pointing as well so that you're tracking with us. Okay. All right, let's start on page 3. Election Day is a day when people vote. They can vote to keep or change leaders. So that's what I was talking about, the president. So in November, we will be voting for whether to keep or change our leader. They can vote to make new rules or laws. And that was where I was talking about when I voted in February. We voted for whether it's called a levy for more money for schools. So we were making new rules for money. How does Election Day work? People help set up places to vote on Election Day. People travel to places to vote on Election Day. People wait in line. Remember, that's our E at the end. It makes that I sound. Line to vote on Election Day. Do you remember? What was another way that I said that people can vote? I said that I have voted this way in the past. Exactly. It's by mail. In Washington State, we can vote by mail. People check in to vote on Election Day. People use booths to vote on Election Day. All right, so remember in the last first time we read, I asked you, why do you think people use booths to vote on Election Day? So right here, something is going to pop up on your screen, and it's going to ask you why people use booths to vote, and you'll answer the question, okay? People get stickers for voting on Election Day, and that shows civic or community participation. So when you vote, you get a sticker that shows you are a part of the community and you are doing your job as a community member. People count the votes on Election Day. They have to be very precise with that. People change things in their city, state, or country on Election Day. Okay, I asked you to think about this as well. What is something that you can change? What is a thing that you can change in your city, state, or country on Election Day? Okay, something might pop up here and ask you a question. You need to leave a response. Okay, and that's the end of our book. All right, so we have, I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger here so that you can see me. We've got, well, there's 4 questions total, but we are going to focus on the 3 that you can see right now on the screen. And so you've got your worksheet paper that came with this. The questions are on here as well. And let's read these questions together, okay? So this first one right here. Why do people vote in voting booths? All right, I asked you that question in the video, so you should know that. What would happen if no one voted? Oh, that is a great question. This is the one that you're going to focus on. What would happen if no one voted? So this question this week, or for this lesson, your assignment is to answer this question in the reply comments below on the Teams page, okay? So you're going to answer that question for me. What would happen if no one voted? And then, how do people change things in their cities, states, and countries by voting? And remember, I asked you that during the video as well. Okay, so this is the question right here that you are going to answer in the replies for today's lesson. All right, that's it for today, second graders. Remember, you can always read this book again to a member of your family or a parent or someone at home, maybe a neighbor that you could talk to through the fence. And on Thursday when we meet, we will read the election day one more time, just once, and then we're going to work together and answer the backside of your worksheet. Okay, have a great Tuesday. I will see you soon. Adios.